up with the receipts to prove it in just one place. You can check it out through the link in my bio, but as always, think about it, let me know what you think.
Hey, it's Glamham. Remember this? The Mexico radar anomaly in Guanajuato, Mexico?
What the fuck?
That they say is a radar test. Now, there are things that look like anomalies that I believe are radar tests. This one I recorded this week in Rio de Janeiro. I believe this radar test is called clear mode. But this one I feel is a little different. If you've seen my other videos on the radar anomaly, you'll know I did a deep dive and I found that everything that came up on the internet image-wise related to magnetic flux or fusion, but basically really complicated stuff, not just a radar test. Many people, including myself, did see similarity between this radar anomaly pattern and the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. Well, that's in Switzerland. Well, I did a little search for CERN and Guanajuato. Seems particle physics is kind of a thing in Guanajuato. They have get-togethers, including with CERN. And they've had them for years now. Since magnetic flux came up, I did briefly wonder, could it be a UFO? Well, this lady found some very interesting research herself.
All the volcanoes located in that part of Mexico, they're all connected underground. All connected underground. The bottom portion of this page is a paper written by a Harvard scientist, and he is putting forward the theory that UFOs or UAPs enter and exit through underground access points like volcanoes. He even mentions a volcano in central Mexico that has a high number of UFO sightings each year.
Well, I tell you what, let me show you a closer look of the footage I got of the radar anomaly. I asked some people and they said if it was a test, it would last just a few minutes. This went on for a couple of days. And just like the blob, it did show up on multiple weather sites. Does it kind of look like it maybe takes off? I mean, I'm just saying, entertainment purposes only. It just kind of does look like it takes off. Well, I'm sure it's just a glitch. See you in the comments. Take care.
That video was by a good friend of the channel, Glamham Radio, and to me also, it looks like an Aztec calendar, the Aztec calendar wheel, and it really makes you wonder if ancient people modeled their stuff after things they may have seen in the skies. But it also makes you wonder too how much of what's popping up on these weather radars are also frequencies to mess with the weather, like for example this video from Ariana Masters.
This is huge. This is a massive story. Record this, download this. This is a potentially dangerous story for me to share, but you need to see this because we need answers. I am happy, healthy, and not prone to accidents, just saying. For context, I do a radar and satellite review show on my website every single day. So when I tell you this is freaking weird, I know what frickin' weird is. As I was reviewing radar data, I spotted an anomaly in Florida. It appears that a wave was emanating from each tower, which was subsequently pushing the cloud cover and precipitation outward. That alone shouldn't happen. The mainstream narrative is that these towers only track systems, but here we have clouds and rain being moved in a perfect circular outward fashion at the exact same speeds near each tower. And look at this area. When the clouds collide in the middle between two separate waves from two separate towers. Then as I looked along the Gulf coastline, this is where things got even more crazy. All the towers along the coastline are doing the exact same thing at the exact same times. Texas, Louisiana. When you look at Louisiana, the wave is emanating outward to the point where the clouds and precipitation spreads out equally in all directions and is then eliminated. In fact, even more strange is at every area of precipitation near the towers along the Gulf and Atlantic coastline disappears simultaneously. And that's not even the craziest frickin' part. The craziest frickin' part is the time code for when these waves occurred, about 1940 UTC. These areas felt seismic activity. The local news reported it as an earthquake at a 3.1 magnitude.
Well, at about 2:41 this afternoon, apparently there was an earthquake out about 10 miles deep in the Gulf, 70 miles south of Gulf Shores.
A rare event in this area. You heard me right. The moment we saw these waves around these towers, they reported that there was an earthquake. Here's the thing though. Earthquakes don't impact the atmosphere. It can't move clouds. It certainly wouldn't move clouds in perfect circular waves emitting outward from each and every tower along the entire Gulf coastline up to the Carolinas on the Atlantic coast. And I'm still trying to figure out, is this emanating from the towers themselves? Or is there something working with them in the ocean? So I looked a little further to see what I could find in the cloud cover in the Gulf around the time of the supposed earthquake. And I found this. What is moving these clouds out there like that? What are you guys doing? Up to the Carolinas on the Atlantic coast. And I'm still trying to figure out, is this emanating from the towers themselves? Or is there something working with them in the ocean? So I looked a little further to see what I could find in the cloud cover in the Gulf around the time of the supposed earthquake. And I found this. What is moving these clouds out there like that? What are you guys doing?
So you're telling me that private equity is coming into small towns just like Highland, Michigan, and buying up certain industries so that we, the people, have absolutely like no chance at ever opening up our own small businesses. Do I have that right? Apparently that's exactly what's happening in Highland, Michigan. My next